All right, we will start again. So hi, everyone. My name is Victoria. I'm a Thermomix consultant and team leader. I have had a Thermomix for about 6 years. I had the previous model, the TM5, and then I wanted to upgrade to the TM6 a little bit over a year ago. I was on maternity leave, so I thought I would earn it instead of purchasing it. So I signed up for the 60 days and I earned it, and I was going to be out, and then I was hooked. I loved it so much that I'm still here over a year later, and now I am a team leader with my own team. So we are the Everyday Mixers, and I've got a few of my girls on tonight. So yeah, I would like to welcome you all, and yeah, we're going to show you a few dishes in the Thermomix and hopefully inspire you. I would love it if you feel comfortable enough to turn your camera on so we can see your beautiful faces. If not, that is totally okay. Just stay on mute, and if you could just pop any questions into the chat box. If you can't see it, hi Brooke. So I've just popped hi in there so that you can see where it is. So just pop any questions in there that you may have. So a Thermomix is a smart connected cooking appliance, basically replaces about 20 appliances all in one. So there's really not much that a Thermomix cannot do. It can cater for so many things. I'm going to skip that page. We're going to jump straight in. So for the people that don't have a Thermomix, if you can pop in the chat box whether you have one or not, and we'll just jump straight into what is included. So it is 2359, and everything that you can see here is included. So you're getting your Varoma, so your large steaming basket. You're getting your simmering basket, which goes within your bowl. You're getting a splash guard. You're getting a spatula, butterfly whisk, measuring cup, the basic cookbook, the hard copy of that, and you also get 6 months free of Cookie-Do, which is our recipe platform, which has over almost 11,000 recipes in English, 80,000 around the world, which is pretty amazing. It does connect to Wi-Fi as well, like I mentioned before. And you also, when purchasing, you do get a consultant, so one of us girls, to help guide you along the way with your journey with your Thermomix as well. So we are going to start cooking now, and we're going to just show you a whole heap of hints and tricks along the way, and yeah, some delicious food. So it is a touch screen, so it's all interactive, and it's continuously updating as well because it connects to your Wi-Fi. So I have saved my dish tonight into my week, so you can meal plan as well. I am making the pull apart pizza sun. You can arrow down and it will show you the ingredients you need. It lets me know that it is easy. It takes 20 minutes, total time an hour and a half, and it has 8 portions. So all of the recipes tell you these details. It tells me my prep, my fillings, how to assemble it. It has my nutritional value too. So if that interests you to count calories or macros and things like that, it shows you all of that. And all of the recipes also have some hints and tricks in it as well. So this one's just letting me know that, you know, I can change the ham up for some other cured meats and things like that. And that there's little videos in this recipe as well, which I will show you. So I'll just press start cooking. It's asking to lightly grease a large bowl with extra virgin olive oil and set aside. I'm just using my bread mat, which is non-stick instead, and it's amazing for proving doughs in. So that is what I'm using tonight. I use that all the time. You can get it as a host reward as well. So if you've brought 2 people along tonight, you can claim one of those. So I'll skip that step. And I need 220 grams of water. So the scales are integrated into your machine. So it measures for you as it goes along. So you don't need separate scales. So I'd love to know if you have made this recipe before, if you have a Thermomix, or if you've made something similar, pop it in the chat box. Once a teaspoon of sugar, I'm going to use my rose gold measuring spoons, which are from the Mix Shop. So we do have a accessory shop with Thermomix as well that you can purchase all of these little goodies. Oh, that is salt. We do not want to put that up. 1 teaspoon of sugar. We're popping that in with our water. 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. We're going to pop our lid in place. So it tells us all of this every step of the way. So for 2 minutes, it's gone on 37 degrees on speed 1, and it is just warming up that water and that yeast, and it's activating the yeast for us at the perfect temperature. So to activate yeast, it needs to be at 37 degrees. Just check if I need to let anyone in. No, they're all good. Just check the chat box. So do we all like pizza? Zoe's made it before, so easy, awesome. I'm really excited to try this one. I find lots of people rave about it. And we all love something super easy, don't we? So yeah, so obviously pizza dough is a game changer in the Thermomix because kneading by hand is a lot harder than obviously in the Thermomix, and it's all hands free. Nick loves homemade pizza. We do too, and we do have the Ovana pizza oven that you can purchase from the Mix shop. I actually have earned 2 along the way. So with Thermomix, there are a whole heap of incentives. So not only do you get paid commission, you can earn your Thermomixes and incentives along the way. They're always different each month. So yeah, so I have earned the Ovana oven, and it is amazing. Cooks pizzas in 60 seconds. So it's definitely worth making your own pizzas when you can cook them that fast. All right, so we've got 30 seconds left on that. So normally, like when you're making your pizza dough, it usually asks for just lukewarm water, which I don't really know what lukewarm water is. So I would never probably get it at the right temperature of 37 degrees. So that is why it's perfect to have the Thermomix, and it can do it for us. We've got 10 seconds to go, and it is letting us know that it is warming. So there's always a little note down the bottom to let us know what it is doing or what it needs us to do. Chat box. All right, so next up, I'll just show you. It just looks like milky water. So now it wants 400 grams of baker's flour. I'm going to bend over because I have a massive one. My dad actually got it for me from Costco. When you have a Thermomix, you do need to have bulk flour because you'll find that you start to make everything from scratch, your breads, pizza doughs. I'd love it for you to pop in the chat. Oops, a bit too much. What kind of dough recipes you use? My favorite one is a cinnamon buns, but I have banned myself from making those because I just eat way too many of them. So 400 of the baker's flour. Then we want 30 grams of olive oil. So as we can see, the scales are measuring for us. And a teaspoon of salt. Make sure I get the right one. I'm just going to do a big pinch. Pop our lid in place. And now it's automatically gone onto the dough mode for 2 minutes. So it's actually kneading it for us now. So it's hands-free. I could, normally if I'm not on a Zoom, I would just walk away and go do something else. So it is letting us know down the bottom that it is kneading. And 2 minutes of kneading in your Thermomix is equivalent to 20 minutes by hand. So there is no way that you would get me to be kneading something for 20 minutes. I just wouldn't do it. So there is quite a lot of things that I make now that I wouldn't have made before because I just don't have the time to put that kind of effort in. Just check the chat box. Nick loves the Ovana as well. And Zoe, music to your ears. Bulk is so much cheaper. So even the big bags that you can buy at the supermarket, I think last time I saw they were about $12 for I think it's 5 kilos. So when I first started Thermo, somebody told me to get that, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so crazy. And I think I went through that bag within a week. So this Costco one is 12.5 kilos. Nick, I think, I'm not sure how much that was. I feel like it was around $15. So if you can get it in bulk, it is definitely a lot cheaper. So you can just hear it moving that dough around and kneading it for us. Oh, Nick said it was under 11. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So we are skipping all the additives and preservatives when we're cooking with the Thermomix as well, because all the recipes that are integrated have no additives and preservatives in them. So you're making all of your own sauces, spices, things like that. You're skipping the MSG in them. Same with your dough, you know, you're skipping all those preservatives that they put in them to keep them for however long they keep on the shelves. 8 seconds to go. You can see it doing a little bit of a jig now. Just got some people in the waiting room. All right. So our dough is done, which is amazing. So I'm just going to flip it out. Let's move you a little bit. Flip it out onto my mat. So like I said before, you can get it as a host reward. If you flip your jug upside down and then just twist the bottom of your blades a little bit, the dough will actually, you'll feel it drop and it'll come out just like that. Just be careful if you're grabbing any out because the blades are quite sharp. So another little trick too, I just do have a little bit of dough on my blades. If I pop my bowl back on, go to my home screen, flick over to the turbo mode. So there is quite a lot of modes in Thermomix. And if I pop it on turbo for 1 second, it will flick all of that dough that is around the blades off. And then you can see it is all on the side. So now I can just easily grab all of that off. So we're not wasting one little bit. All right. So remembering that it is guided cooking and it does tell us every step of the way. So I'm just going to pop that jug aside. It does say shape the dough into a ball and place in a prepared bowl. Sorry, I can't talk. But like I said before, I am proving it in my mat. Just like that. I'm just going to pop it into a warm place now until it doubles. It should let me know. Cover and then wait till it doubles in size, approximately 1 hour. Now, it has asked me to clean and dry my mixing bowl. So I'm going to get my new one. So remembering that when you're purchasing until Monday, midday, you can purchase a Thermomix and get a second bowl for $29. So perfect for things like this. So instead of going and cleaning and drying, I'm just going to pop my next bowl on and we're going to get onto the filling. So first up, it's asking for 300 grams of mozzarella cut into pieces. So just cut chunks of that. Is anyone grating their own cheese? Pop it in the chat box. Once again, we're skipping the anti-caking agents, additives and preservatives by doing it ourselves. And also, it's a lot cheaper. 100 grams of Parmesan cut into 3 centimeters as well. Okay, this is going to be a little bit loud, so it might cut me off on the Zoom because we're going to grate the cheese. So we're going to go for 10 seconds on speed 8. Let's just grated that cheese for us. So in, what was that, 3 seconds? It's grated that for us. Scrape down sides of the mixing bowl with a spatula. So remembering we only really want to use the Thermomix spatula because it does have our little safeguard on there. And that wants 150 grams of sun-dried tomatoes and asked to drain the oil and reserve it, but I forgot to ask the lady to leave the oil in there. So she actually drained it already, but that's okay. I'll just use some olive oil. 120 grams of sliced ham cut into pieces as well. It does say see tip, so that was just referring back to when it said you could use any sort of cured ham or that you could skip it if you were wanting to make it vegetarian. 40 grams of tomato paste, which I've forgotten. 1 second. No matter how prepared you feel, you always forget something. 40 grams of tomato paste. Oh, perfect. That never happens. 1 egg. Teaspoon of dry oregano. I'm going to check the chat, sorry. I'll do that in a sec. So remember, it's guided. You don't have to be super precise unless the recipe asks you to. And you know, if you like extra garlic or chili or something like that, just pop extra in. You don't have to do exactly what it says. So where it asks for the reserved sun-dried tomato oil, I'm just going to pop a little bit of olive oil just because I didn't have any when I bought it. All right, so this recipe has a little video. So there's quite a few recipes that have that. So if I press play, it is just letting you know that it wants the spatula to go into the hole. So it's just to help move it all around so it doesn't get stuck onto one side. And it's just showing us how to do that. So that's a pretty cool feature. All right, so for 10 seconds, we're going on speed 7. Might be a little bit loud. All right, so that has made our cheese, sun-dried tomato, and ham mixture to go onto our dough. So it asks to set that aside and preheat the oven to 180, which I have already done that. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm just going to show you. So I've got some dough I prepared earlier. So it has already doubled in size. So you can see it is quite a lot bigger. And you can see all the beautiful air bubbles. So I'm just using one of the Thermomix dough scrapers just to get it off. You never want to use a knife on the silicone bread mats. It is silicone on the outside and fiberglass on the inside. So you don't want those fibers to be coming out if you cut into the mat. So it says place the dough onto the silicone bread mat or lightly floured work surface and cut into an equal portion. So I'll just cut it into half, just guess around about. Let's check the chat box. Yeah, it is such a money saver, getting a big block of cheese and grating it yourself. All right, so just bring it down a little bit. I'm going to show you how to roll it out. So cut into 2 pieces, roll each portion into a ball, and then roll out into a circle. It's a big ball. All right, so on these mats also, they do have measurements. So it's saying it wants it to go to approximately 30 centimeters. So I can use that as a guide. Just using the French rolling pin from the Mix Shop. The dough is beautiful and soft, easy to work with. You could probably stretch it out a little bit with your hands as well. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. I'm just going to pop some baking paper on my tray. I don't have enough room for all this, sorry guys. I'm just going to peel it off, pop it on my tray. All right, so I'm going to stretch that out a little bit more and then I'm going to roll out my second piece of dough and then we'll come back to me in a little bit to assemble it. We are going to go over to Chantel. Chantel, if you want to introduce yourself, I will just spotlight you. Take me off. All right, go for it. Oh, we can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep, all good. I'm Chantal. You can find me on Facebook under Thermo Mama Cooking for Fussy Families. I'm fussy myself, but I've got 2 young kids who are very fussy. So having a thermo mix is awesome because I can hide a lot of veggies and whatever else in their food, and they don't even know. And I hide it in my own, even though I know it's there. I don't taste it because it's chopped up. So tonight I'm going to make some mayonnaise. Homemade mayonnaise takes about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to make a potato salad that I'm going to use it in. So let's start. So it's telling me to place a jug onto my mixing bowl lid. It's going to measure some grapeseed oil. Next, so it's asking for 250 grams. That's ready. Mayonnaise is one of those things that we eat all the time, but I always forget to buy it in the shopping. So making it from scratch is good. It's pretty much using everything I've got in my own pantry. So I'm just going to set that aside for now and hit next. I'm going to place 1 egg that's at room temperature. A teaspoon of lemon juice or vinegar, which I'm going to use vinegar because that's what I had. And it's asking for 1 to 2 teaspoons of mustard, which you don't have to, but I choose to. I really like the taste of it. Two pinches of ground black pepper, which again, it's optional, but I choose to use it. Half a teaspoon of salt. That's time to put my lid on with my cup. And I'm going to turn it to speed 4. I'm going to hit next because there's another step. It's telling me to slowly pour the oil onto the lid, and it will slowly let the oil seep into the jug. Has anyone else made their own mayonnaise? This recipe is in the Cookie Do, and there's a few of them, but I just chose this one. That's just trickling in and emulsifying it, ready for the mayonnaise. This will be a good summer recipe, the potato salad. I'll be making this at Christmas time. Next, I'm just going to go back a bit and do it for a bit longer, just because all the oil's not in there. I'll stop that because I think it's ready now, but I'll just have a better look. How good is that?
Wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just going to set that aside. I'll put it in a glass jar when I put it in the fridge, but as I said, I'm going to be using that for the potato salad. I'll just quickly move over to that recipe. Has anyone made this potato salad? Aussie potato salad?
Yeah, I have. It's amazing.
Yeah. So quick and easy.
Zoe said, wow. Everyone's saying how good it is. Kat asked how long it lasts in the fridge. I'd say probably. Does it say on
Yeah,
the recipe? 2 weeks, but I don't think it ever lasts us that long.
I've just put a new bowl in. Handy having 2 bowls. It's telling me to put 500 grams of water. There we go. Now it's telling me to insert the simmering basket, which is where I'm going to place my eggs. So just normal eggs out of the fridge. Place them in. Lid on. And saying next. And now it's telling me to put my aroma dish on. This. Okay. Now I've already had these potatoes sitting here for a little bit peeled and cut, so they are a bit oxidized, but so I'll just space them out a bit. I love anything potato, hence why it's so hard to lose weight because I can't stop eating them. Okay, it's very close up. Just going to pop the lid on now. Sorry, it's not a very good angle at the moment. I'm just going to hit next. Put the potatoes in. I've arranged. When you're using the Varoma, you just make sure that some of the holes in here you can let some steam through. I'm going to secure the lid, and it's going to go for 14 minutes on speed 1. That's that. Victoria.
Yeah. Now we're going to go over to Zoe now. So if you want to introduce yourself, 1 sec, I'll just spotlight you. There you go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Zoe, and I am on Instagram as thermo_chick95. So if you want to follow me, that'd be great. I'm going to be cooking the layered Mexican dip. So this is a really good one that you can take to people's houses if you're wanting to cook for, like, you know, for Christmas. You want to take it to someone's house and really impress them, because it looks very impressive if you put it in a glass container, which I don't have, so I'll show you what it looks like not in a glass container. Anyway, so the first step is, so I've already found all my I've popped it onto my week, and I've already made it all come up. So placing 250 grams of tomatoes, and it does say to do them de-seeded and cut into quarters, but I think the seeds are the best bit. And I'm also not into wasting bits of tomato, because I think tomato is the best food ever. So I'm just going to put in, so that's 288 grams, because I'm not going to just like not have that, like I'll just keep it, which you can do with this recipe. Then it also says to do 1 jalapeno pepper trimmed and cut into halves. It says it's optional, and for me, I don't like spicy stuff, so it will be optional for me. And instead, I'm going to put a capsicum, because I just really like capsicum, especially when you're cooking a Mexican dish. So I pop that in. Then you just go next. It tells you what your next step is. Then it wants me to put in 80 grams of a red onion. So I love red onion. So definitely popping that in, which is about a half. But again, not into wasting food. So I'm going to put the other half in because I'm not going to keep half an onion in my fridge. 1 tablespoon of lime. So I'm just going to guess that is probably maybe 1 lime. I don't know how much is in a lime, but it doesn't matter because I love lime. So squirt that in. Then it wants some salt. And I've got these fancy electric salt mixer. So next, then we're popping our lid on, measuring cup in place. Now, because I have added extra ingredients, I am going to just turn it to 6 instead of 4 seconds. And then it's just going to chop all of that. Okay, makes that beautiful sound that we all love. It makes us go, oh, it's ready. So there is our like our salsa part of our dip. Then what we're going to do, I'll just show you this. Going to grab, so this is the bowl that I'm going to put the end product in. And then this is the steamer basket. I'm going to pour this in here and drain it, which it does tell me to do. Transfer into simmering basket and place over a bowl to drain. So that will just sit there and drain. It does say to pop it in the fridge, so I'll do that in a minute. Cover and refrigerate until ready to use. Clean and dry a mixing bowl. I don't have to do that because I have a second mixing bowl. I will go get it. Then the next step is some raw cashews. So it's going to zero my scale so that I can measure out my raw cashews. I hope you can see that. Too many. Raw pine nuts. I couldn't find raw pine nuts and I don't even know what raw pine nuts are. So I don't have any in my pantry. So I'm just going to pop in more cashews. In fact, we'll just put them all in. That's the good thing about cooking with a Thermomix. You can just be willy-nilly. You don't need to do exactly what it says unless it tells you that you need to do exactly what it says. So now I'll just show you my little before. That's my cashews. So 5 seconds on speed 10. So that is the highest speed that it goes to. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now, keep in mind, I may need to zhuzh it again because we did just put in extra cashews. Oh, no. She's milled. Oh, it smells good. Then it wants 60 grams of lemon juice. I don't know how many. Oh, sorry, not lemon. Oh, no, it is lemon juice. I put in lime juice. I'll grab a lemon. Hold on. Just grab my knife. Might just use a combination because I don't want to get pips in it. See how far this goes. I'm going to say 1/4 of a lemon is about 10, maybe not quite 10. I love lemon. So, and that's the thing, if you want it to be more zesty, you know, you pop more lemon in. Does anybody else love lemon as much as I do? I have an obsession. I could probably eat a lemon with my mouth. And I'm just going to do the rest in lime because I've already got these limes cut up. Don't want to waste them. So it's probably about 60 grams of lemon juice. It's probably about 2 lemons, I'd say, going off this. You can see, I don't know if you can see that it's telling me how much is in there. Too well. Then it wants filtered water, which I actually have because we're fancy in this family. So got my 0, got to make sure that it's at 0 so that you get it correct. And then 150. This is the fun part. Oh, there we go, 155, that'll do. Oh, my hands are wet, it's not going next. There we go. And some salt. So a pinch of salt I do is like about, I'd call that about a good little pinch. Then we want our lid back on again. And now it's going to go for 1 minute. So it's going to heat, give it a really good mix on speed 8. So after that, I will pop in my guacamole, my, what are they called? Avocados. So after this, I'll pop it, after it cooks for a minute, I'll put in my avocados and then it's just layering. So I will hand over and I will show you once that's done.
Thanks, Sophie. All right, so we're just going to come back and I'm just going to quickly show you how to assemble the pull apart, and then I'll pop it into the oven. So like I showed you before, I've already done my round one on my tray. So it just lets us know to make the center of the sun, you want to do 1/3 of the filling, approximately 200 grams. So what I actually did was I popped my little bowl on there. There are 3 little dots in your recipe that you can go up to, and there is scales in there. So you can do that while you're still in the recipe and you're not going to lose your spot. So I measured my 200 grams like that, and it says to firmly pop it into that bowl. And then we're popping the bowl into the middle. Hopefully it comes out. I feel like I probably did it too firm actually. Oh yeah, there we go. So popping that into the middle. And as you can see, it does give us a little picture of how it wants it to do it, how it wants us to do it. Turn it out onto the center of the dough pizza tray to create a domed filling, then arrange the remaining filling. So there is quite a lot around the center dome, keeping a gap of 2 to 3 centimeters from the edges of the dough, and also from the filling center. Oh, this is quite precise. I have to know how I'm going to do this. I have to use my fingers, which I don't like doing. I don't know, does anyone else have issues with touching like food without gloves? I don't know why. It's just like my thing. Especially meat. I have to wear gloves carrying meat. All right. This makes quite a lot of filling. Excited. This is going to be nice and cheesy. Quickly wipe my hands. Oh, actually, I do need to shape it, don't I? It's kind of like a sausage roll, you know, shaping it around. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to make it pretty even. That will do. And then next it says to enclose the filling, to place a reserved circle place a reserve circle of dough on top and cover the bottom circle. So got it on my mat. Hopefully I can get it in place properly. Yeah, awesome. Let's peel that off. Place a small bowl. I'm gonna pop that over there. Gently form an indentation, creating, oh, I feel like it's going to slip again. All right, pop that there. And then we're going to stick the edges by using a fork. Let's stretch this one a little bit. Has anyone made anything similar to this? I know there's the amazing Christmas one. I don't know if anyone's seen that come onto Cookie Doo, where it has the camembert in the middle. It looks amazing. Really want to give that a go. I think it's like cranberry and camembert with bacon. I know Nick made one the other day. If you want to head over to her Instagram page, Nick, if you want to pop that in the comments, a wreath, that's it. The Christmas wreath. Just trying to speed this up for you guys. All right. I feel like I've got an air pocket in there. I'm sure it'll still be fine. And then next says obviously to use a fork. Dip the fork in flour to prevent it sticking if you need to. I probably needed to do that because it was sticking for me. And then I need a bigger tray, I think is my issue. So then it wants you to cut the pizza into quarters and in the center. And making sure that you don't go too close to your little dome. So going in, I don't know if you can see, going in half and half again. So this is the part that we're gonna create our sun. So you want a pretty sharp knife. That. And then, so then we're you could really just make it however you like, but we'll do what the recipe is telling us tonight. All right, I'll do the rest of that off camera. So then cut into quarters, so it tells you how many sections at once, creating 16 in total. Now turn each section of dough 90 degrees so that the filling is visible, creating the rays of sun. So let me see if I can make this work. The dough is beautiful and soft. Oops, I cut them. Need to go. I need a sharper knife. So I guess we're just turning them all like that. I don't know if you can see. So I will go and do that off camera. I'll do it all around, and then it does let me know I need to pop a beaten egg over the top and then bake for 15 minutes at 180 until golden brown and cooked through. So we are going to go back to Chantel and check out how her potato salad is going.
Okay, it's just finished the step. It's told me to set the aroma aside. There's the potatoes. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Just taking the egg out, and they are now boiled. There they are. It's telling me now to place them in some cold water to cool down. So I've just got a bowl of water here. Place the eggs in. Now we're going to start the next step, which is 150 grams of bacon cut into pieces. Three sprigs of onions, spring onions. Save some for the end. A tablespoon of olive oil. And it's telling me to put the lid back on. Simmering basket because of the heat. It's just going to saute now for 5 minutes.
Awesome. Thanks, Chantel. We are now going to go over to Ash. Ash, if you want to introduce yourself. Where is she? I've lost her. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. My name is Ashley and I am a Perth Thermomix consultant. My tag is that_thermomixing_life on both Facebook and Instagram. I'm a teacher by trade, but I love my Thermomix, so I decided to have a little side hustle and earn some extra cash, as I was only doing a day or so, as my little ones are still not at school yet, or pre-kindy. So I thought I'd have a little side hustle. It's been awesome. So definitely join if you're thinking of it and earn yourself, or even just come on like I did and start earning commission straight away. It's been really, really good. So I'm making waffles. So, I mean, it's good you're right there. It's good for any Sunday breakfast or any breakfast at all, really. But this would be a perfect Christmas breakfast. It takes literally 5 minutes and we're done. So I have my waffle maker just preheating there, ready to go, and we'll get started. So, excuse the dogs. It asks for preheat waffle maker. I have done that. Insert butterfly whisk. We're going to whip up some egg whites. So 3 egg whites, large. There we go. 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'm just going to use this. Again, it's not set in stone, just guided. So do as you wish. You could leave it out altogether, I suppose, or add less. And we're going to turn the speed selection to 4. For 2 minutes, that's just going to whip that up really nicely. Your bowl has to be really clean for this to work. Otherwise, it's not going to whip up nicely with volume. So when it comes to doing our waffles, I'm actually going to put the batter in this cupcake pan. I use this for everything. I probably use it more for pancakes and waffles than I do for cupcakes, but these are really cheap from the mix shop. I think they're about $15. So really handy, and it's just going to make a lot of work of less mess when it comes time to making those waffles. So I'm just going to see if I can pick you up here. See if I can see inside. I don't know if you can see that we're slowly starting to get those egg whites beaten. We've only got a minute left to go. So has anyone made pavlova, meringues, or any of the lights in their thermo before? I'd really like to know, because I do know that some people do a bit of a vinegar wash just to make sure it's super clean, but I'd love to know if anyone's made any sort of pavlova or meringue in their thermi. So 45 seconds, I can hear that's whipping nicely. Then we're going to get our second bowl. Beauty of the second bowl. So I'm not actually going to have to transfer this and clean it out. I'm literally just going to move it to the side and then start with the rest of the batter. And then we're actually almost there. What do you serve your waffles with? We go kind of berries, and occasionally the kids like a bit of ice cream. A bit naughty, but when it's Christmas, I suppose you're allowed, right? All right. 10 seconds on that one. I'll show you what it looks like. It says remove the butterfly whisk and transfer to a bowl and set aside. So we obviously don't have to do that. We have beautiful whipped egg whites there. So I'm going to take the butterfly whisk out, but I am just going to set that aside. Don't need to put it into a separate bowl and have more washing. And use our second bowl. Now, 85 grams of unsalted butter. It's been sitting in a little while, so it's just a little bit soft, but that's okay. It's only going to melt anyway. but it's been like in everywhere else, but Perth is hot at the moment, so everything soft. Right. We're going to melt that butter. It's going to get to 70 degrees. So at the moment, it's obviously, it hasn't got any temperature on it at all, but you will see as it gets hotter, you'll see exactly what temperature it is at. So I don't think that's going to take the full 2 minutes to melt. I think it's going to be a lot less because it is so soft, being so hot here. We'll just have a little look, be able to watch for it. Also, no waste. You are going to use the egg yolks as well. So definitely don't get rid of those. Hold on to them. I'm also going to use my own vanilla that I make. You can obviously make it thicker, thinner, whatever you like. Depends on your vanilla beans as well. So another cost-saving tip there is to make your own vanilla paste. It's so easy, and I make a whole jar for less than about $15. So that's another tip for when it comes to saving money. Okay, that's actually already fairly melted. That's only been a minute, so I'm going to stop it there. 225 grams of plain flour. See if I can do this without making a mess for once. Now, this says servings of 4, but obviously you can increase it if you would like to feed a crowd. And then just leave them in your thermo server because they stay nice and warm. A bit over, it does not matter. Whole milk, I'm using, whole milk, I'm using lactose free because the kids can't have the dairy. It does not matter. So 285 grams of that. I presume you'd be able to use any sort of milk, to be honest, if you have any dairy allergies. That's quite a lot of milk. Right, 200 and we're there. A little bit over, doesn't matter. Teaspoon of baking powder. I think I've told a tippy there. I think that doesn't take the yolks, but we'll see. Sea salt, I'm going to leave that out. Teaspoon of natural vanilla. I'm just going to pour because I don't have to be stingy when I make it so cheap myself. And then, oh yes, we do. 3 egg yolks from the large eggs, so no waste. Otherwise, it'd be good for custard or the likes. And I think that is literally it. Yep. Next, 10 seconds. All right, fold whisk egg whites into batter with spatula. So you're going to use our Thermomix spatula. And there you have your mixed batter. So that took no time at all. You could easily whip these up really quickly on Christmas morning, or if you have sports on the weekends, you could easily whip these up in no time. So I hope you can see that there. I'm just going to pour these egg whites in. It just makes these really light and fluffy. All right. Let's see if I can show you how I fold it in. All right. Just going to put you back a little bit just so you can see this. Because the blade's there, doesn't take too much to give it a bit of a fold. You don't have to be super gentle. We're not talking a souffle here, but you certainly don't want to beat the daylights out of it. So you can see there it's already really light and fluffy. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, a little tip, I'm sure you've heard it before, but use the lid of the Thermomix. Where are we? Oh, no. So it fits perfectly on the top there. Don't knock it over. As a funnel, because I can't ever seem to keep, like that, can't seem to ever keep the mixture in the cupcake pan. So Oh, get all that out. With my computer here. Show you what I mean by not being able to keep drawing the actual cupcake pen. Okay. That's just saved all of that. So less mess. And who doesn't love that? Right, so waffle maker. Super quick. Says cook waffles according to waffle maker instructions and serve hot with your choice of toppings. All right. Gives you some tips. So I'm sure you could then add all sorts of things in chopped chips and the likes, which would also be nice. I am going to spray it because I don't know what kind of, how non-stick this bad boy is. It's mum's one, so. I usually give it a good squirt. The first one's always a bit of trial and error. Looking pretty good. Shouldn't take too long, and then we should have a stack of waffles for you. So I don't know, Vic, whether you're wanting to cut back, and I'll hopefully have a stack ready to go for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Ash. We're going to go back over to Chantal and check out her making dressing for her salad.
Okay, so my eggs are cooled and I've chopped them into quarters and slices. Here's my bacon that was sauteing away. You can see that. It's got the spring onion in there. I've just got that in my serving dish now, which I'm going to add the egg to. Okay, now I'm going to start with the dressing. To start that, I'm just going to chop up some parmesan, so it's cheaper to buy it in the cube. Place that in. Next, where's my lid? Just going to chop that speed 9. It's going to be loud. Stay with me. Okay, we'll have a look at that. It's ready. And I'll just do this one. There you go. All grated, ready. We'll save that for the end. As best I can, take it out of the jug. Okay. Now it's saying 200 grams of the mayonnaise that we already made. So I'll pop that in a jar already. Tar it off. Okay. Next, 15 grams of whole grain mustard. Next, 10 grams of balsamic vinegar. I'm going to place the lid back on with the cup. Next, and speed 5, just 3 seconds. Next, that's saying add the cool potatoes and reserved Parmesan cheese to the bowl. Let's try and do that where you can see it. Parmesan. I'm not the fanciest plate rapper, if that's a word. Now I'm going to pour the dressing over. This is the dressing. That's pretty much it. Just garnish it how you will. Let it cool down in the fridge for about 30 minutes and then it's ready to eat. Take to a picnic, to a party.
That's
and
cool.
like all Thermomix recipes, you can add things, you can take things out if you don't like it. So mix it around.
Awesome.
that. How easy was that?
So easy.
As I
Thank
said-
you, Chantel.
No worries.
All right, we're going to cross over to Zoe to finish popping her dip together. You ready, Zoe?
I'm ready.
Go for
Can
it.
you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, I just realized I haven't been muted this whole time.
That's okay. We couldn't hear anything. It's okay.
Oh, good. Okay. Anyway, so while you've been looking at the beautiful dishes from Ashley and Chantel, I have done not much. I'm not going to lie. This is a very easy dish. I have gotten my can of refried beans, popped it on my beautiful plate that I got as an engagement present. Actually, no, this was a wedding present. And popped it in the microwave for 4 minutes, which is just what the can said to do. Then what it wants me to do next, I also made some guacamole, which is, it's actually just some avocado, salt and pepper, and a bit of lime. Or actually, no, this one had lemon in it. And so where we left off, where I left you guys, was making the sour cream out of nuts. So very healthy. Look what I made. Oh, I'm so happy with this. This is the most amazing thing ever. I have literally made sour cream out of nuts, some water, and what was it? Salt or lime or something. And it tastes so good. Like, I didn't think vegan food could taste this good. Anyway, so what it wants me to do is pop, the guacamole. So pop the guacamole on next. So if you're taking this dish to somebody's house, I would say probably if you want the bottom layer to be warm, you could take it separately, but I actually tried the refried beans cold, and I think that's our new camping food because it's really good cold. So it just says to get a spatula and lovely layer your guacamole on top like you're a chef, because that's what the whole idea is. Pretend, fake it till you make it. Then it wants, oops, I just dropped something. I told you something would go wrong. All right. Then it wants me to pop guacamole on top of the beans, followed by a layer of the reserve sour cream. So that's in this bowl over here. I just can't believe how good this tastes. Like, it's just nuts, water, and lime, and then it's just whizzed together. Who would have thought that that's how it would come out? Like, I'm shocked. Anybody else made anything like this before? I mean, I'm not vegan, so I would just probably buy sour cream, but this is a much healthier alternative. And if you've got people who have got dairy allergies, this is the best way to make sour cream. I also did see some questions about the salt and pepper shakers. They are Thermomix, of course. Then it wants me to pop some shredded lettuce, which I don't have because I can't afford lettuce these days. I haven't even looked at how much it is these days because apparently it went really expensive. So, and then we're going to put this. This is my tomato and capsicum. So pop that layer on. That's just been draining. And yes, it does have seeds in it, so it's probably a little bit more moist than what it would be if it didn't. But like I said, I'm not going to waste the best part of a tomato just because a recipe tells me to. Like, the seeds of a tomato are my favorite piece, my favorite bit. Then it says to sprinkle with vegan cheese, which I think this is a vegan recipe, which I haven't got vegan cheese. I've got tasty cheese, which you have seen how Victoria and how I think, was it Chantel grated cheese for the potato salad, and then Victoria grated her cheese. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on. You can do that, but my silly husband likes it to be grated by hand. But anyway, and he's the one who's going to probably eat this, so got to please him. And that is it. Then it does say to pop some cilantro. I couldn't find that in the supermarket, and I'm not really interested in worrying about cilantro, so I just haven't done it, pretty much. You know what would be good, actually? I do have spring onions growing in my garden and chives growing in my garden. That would be really good on top of this. I could go grab some of those. I won't because time constraints. But that's it. And then, So you rock up to your Christmas gathering with the best Mexican dish you've ever seen. I cannot believe I literally made sour cream out of nuts. Let me show you with some dip.
Sorry, with the tortillas.
So then you can just, when you get there, so you do this, right? You do that. Then when you get there, because you don't want them to go soggy, pop your chips around here. And everyone, and you tell them, oh yeah, it's vegan, it's really healthy, it's got no sugar, it's got no preservatives, no additives, like it's super healthy. And they'll all be like, oh my God, that's amazing. Around here. And don't worry, it's not going to waste because my neighbours are having a little thing and I'm going to take this to them and they're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. You should totally do this all the time. And I will. So, yeah.
Looks awesome.
Ta-da.
Thanks, Zoe.
Thank you.
Looks great. We're going to go over to Ash and she's going to show us her finished waffles. Oh, are you on?
Hello, sorry. All right, so this has actually made more than 4, so I think I might have been a bit stinged with the original. So I've got another one cooking here. I've still got plenty left over there, but you can see here we've got 3. I'm just going to tear one apart for you, just so you can see how light and fluffy that is. They are amazing, and these machines, they don't cost much either. The waffle machines from the likes of Kmart, so they're definitely something really handy to have. Add on your strawberries. I'm not going to add the maple syrup because I'm actually going to just, the kids are going to think I'm amazing. I'm just going to reheat them for tomorrow morning. But there you have it. I'm going to continue to cook these, but that is your waffles done in about 5 minutes. And I've already made 3, 4, going almost, well, I think probably 5 or 6. So super simple, perfect Christmas breakfast dish, but I mean, they're perfect for any occasion, really. But I'd love to know what kind of toppings, something different that we could have on them on Christmas Day.
They look amazing, Ash. Thank you. We like to have like
No worries.
berries on ours, so I can warm them up. They are delicious with some maple syrup.
Yum.
I think that I'll be making those Christmas Day for the kids.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm just going to come back to me.
All right, so I have just pulled my pull apart out of the oven and the truss. And that one is done. I probably overcooked it a little bit, but I prefer it to be a little bit browner. So the recipe just says the rays will easily pull apart, ready to serve. And then if you were wanting to have the sun in the center, simply slice that into wedges and pull that apart. Serve warm and garnish with fresh basil, which I've popped on the top. So that was super easy, really quick. Dough didn't take long to prove at all, and it looks and smells delicious. So thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for the girls for presenting. We don't get paid to do demonstrations like this. We just do them to help inspire our customers and anyone that may be interested in purchasing a Thermomix. If you're interested in Cookie Doo, which we use tonight, so that's a guided cooking, our recipe platform, you can actually jump on the app and get 30 days for free. So you can actually browse around and have a look at the recipes that are on there, start saving some and things like that. Like I mentioned earlier, you do get 6 months for free with your Thermomix as well. And it is a $69 subscription for the year if you'd like to continue that on, if you purchase one. We do all sorts of different cooking experiences and we can design them especially for you. So if you would like to have a personal one and invite some guests along to get some host rewards, you can also do that. You can contact any one of us for that. We do virtual, and if you are local to us, we do in-home ones as well. I think that is, and just back to the payment options that we mentioned earlier. So we do have a whole heap of payment options. If you were interested in purchasing one, we do have our Earn program where you sell 6 in 60 days and you will get one for free. Then we have our interest-free Zip Money option, which at the moment is 36 months interest-free and at $16.97 a week. That does end on Monday. So contact us ASAP if you're interested in using that one. We do have Easy 3, which is through Thermomix, just a 3 payment option. And then we have once-off payments such as bank transfers, direct debits. We also have PayPal and Afterpay now also. And on our last page, we just talk about the mix shop. So this is our kitchen warehouse. And like a lot of the accessories that we mentioned tonight, the dough cutter, the rolling pins and mats, Zoe's salt and pepper shakers, things like that, you can actually purchase from the accessory shop. So you can jump on there and you can pick your consultant at checkout, and we do get a small portion as commission from that if you would like to select us as well. So that pretty much is it for tonight. Thank you for having us. I think I covered everything. So yeah, so if you're wanting to purchase one and get the second bowl for $29, that does end midday on Monday. So please send us a message. One of us will contact you in the next few days just to see what you thought of it tonight, if you had any questions. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your support. And that's it for us, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.